Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo Breakdown, we're going to be talking about this ad and the martial arts school that claims that they can get you to be a black belt in just 10 days. Let's break it down. That's right, you heard correct. There's a martial arts studio out there that claims they can take you from white belt to black belt in just 10 days. Now, of course, that is pure horse crap. But what I want to do is go ahead and break down that ad and the school. So let me just read this off to you real fast before we dig into the meat and potatoes. For the first time in the history of karate, something the world has never seen before, New India is making it happen. The revolution begins white belt to black belt in just 10 days. Yes, you heard it right. With 6 to 8 hours of daily hardcore training, totaling 60 to 80 hours of intense martial arts practice, a powerful training project has been developed exclusively by Horus Academy, India. This historic initiative is the result of years of research, effort, planning, and dedication. And now it's open to the world. Now we can dig into this. The martial arts academy that's hosting this course, but also mentioned in the ad, is a martial arts school called Horus Academy, which is located in Vadavara, India. According to their website, their martial arts program includes karate, MMA, kickboxing, wrestling, judo, kalaripayattu, and weapon. Just weapon. Which weapon is it? We don't know. Why are they only teaching one weapon? We also don't know. What else don't we know? We don't know what martial art they actually are certified to teach. When you go to their website and you look on their team page, which shows all their different coaches, you can see their rank, but you can't actually see what they're ranked in. So we don't know what martial art they themselves are actually teaching or certified to teach. Sensei Suju here could be a black belt in literally anything. He could be a black belt in skipping rope. He could be a black belt at juggling. We don't know. I'm guessing, but Sensei Manav here probably is a black belt in having cool forehead tattoos. Sensei Suman here probably is a black belt in eating cheesecake. And while I could be off base here, pretty sure that I'm not, I'm almost positive that that's not actually Sensei Hatvi Dewaldi. But I could be wrong. Horus Academy will often post on their Instagram and Facebook and various social medias graduation photos of their students who have actually gone through this black belt program. And those ages range anywhere between late 30s, early 40s, all the way to under 10 years old. On this particular post that they did on their Instagram, in the caption, I find this very interesting and ironic. It says, "The remarkable achievement reflects your relentless dedication, discipline, and unwavering passion for martial arts." What? That doesn't make any logical sense. How could you have any relentless dedication to something that you've only been doing for 10 days? What possibly in 10 days could have wavered your dedication to your 10-day black belt? I mean, it's not, what? That's stupid. This is ridiculous. On a few of their most recent Instagram posts, they posted a few students who had won at the All India Open Karate Tournament, one of which was a 7-year-old black belt. Now, to be fair, I'm not sure if this black belt got her black belt in the 10-day black belt program. But since she's 7 years old, if I had to bet dollars to donuts, and I'm just spitballing here, unless she's been training since she was in the womb, she probably didn't put in the time, effort, energy, and dedication that would actually be required to receive a black belt. Just tossing it out there. But her being a 7-year-old black belt, which in itself is a massive red flag, isn't even the thing that stood out the most to me about that post. What stood out to me the most about that post was the tournament itself. You see, India as a whole is pretty much known for having a ton of martial arts tournaments where they'll be claiming world championship titles and they only have like local students participate. That's pretty common all over the world. But the worst part about this particular tournament is it's not even safe for kids to go to. It's like an extremely violent event where people freak out, have fits, and there are even riots that occur at this martial arts tournament. Check it out. See what I'm saying? Not really the place to teach kids about discipline and honor and integrity. A very dangerous place that kids probably shouldn't go to. And as a matter of fact, I'm amazed that tournament is even still going on today. But let's get back to the 10-day black belt thing. Me personally, I don't think anyone can actually receive a black belt in 10 days. The only way I think that that could possibly be done is if you jack yourself into the Matrix like Neo and then download the information directly into your brain.
I know Kung Fu.
But seeing as how we don't have that technology now, hopefully one day we will, and that will be very cool. But seeing as how we don't have the technology right now, the only way to get that black belt is through hard work, dedication, and sweat. Let's do some math. On the ad, they claim that during that 10 days, you're going to receive 60 to 80 hours of intense martial arts training. So for the sake of this argument, I'm going to go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt and say that all of their students for this argument are going to receive 80 hours worth of martial arts training. Let's compare that to a martial arts student who's just training an hour a class, 3 days a week, and they're doing it regularly. That would be a total of 26 weeks. So if we look at it that way, that would mean the average student, if they did decide to spread that out like most people do instead of it being compact and spread it out over the 26 weeks, it would take roughly about 6.5 months to achieve your black belt. Do you really think that somebody who's training 3 hours a week for 6.5 months is actually reached black belt status? Now they're taking that time and condensing it into 10 days, but ultimately, do you really feel that somebody's going to be able to achieve their black belt in that amount of time? Me personally, I'm going to go with no. But let's play devil's advocate here. Some of you out there might be thinking to yourself, well, Rob, wouldn't it depend on what they're learning and the level of training and coaching that they're receiving? Wouldn't that have something to do with it? Okay, that's fair. It's a fair argument you might have. So let's check out a little bit of their training and see what techniques they're going to be learning in this 10 days. In this video, you can see one of their black belts working on a dive roll. Now, of course, most places that are teaching dive rolls don't teach you to dive roll directly on top of your head this way as to not cause major injuries to your neck. Usually they teach you how to roll over your shoulder, but hey, this is advanced training here, people. You got to do it this way in order to get your black belt in 10 days. And sure, most martial arts schools are going to teach you to keep your hands up, in order to protect your face and stop yourself from getting hit. But I ask you this, do those martial arts studios have hula hoops? I think not. Now you take the dive roll on top of the head and you combine it with the training that you're receiving with the hula hoop. Add in a little bit of this elite level sparring, which is bare knuckle with no contact whatsoever and no training gear. Which, by the way, they do have training gear. There's plenty of it in their other videos. And you combine all that together, and apparently that is how you become a black belt in 10 days. I mean, just look at this masterful technique. Time for a little bit of a rant and to give this school some Dillmans. Now, when I looked through their videos, there was some good kata. Now, if you're a kata person and you look at their stuff, they actually seem to teach kata fairly well. I don't have a problem with katas. I really don't. I think that shadow boxing is just punching and kicking in the air, pretending to hit stuff. Kata, to me, is just using technique in the air. To me, it's mostly the same crap. Now, there are plenty of martial arts studios out there that are great at kata and self-defense, but this particular school seems to be missing the mark. And of course, they do teach a lot of women's self-defense classes, and it doesn't seem to interpret to reality. The school also claimed that they have an MMA program, and yet you cannot find any posts at all from them about actually teaching MMA. You don't see any fight record. You don't see any fighters coming out of that facility who do MMA. It just seems like a catchphrase that they're trying to toss out there in order to draw more students, which to me is very disingenuous, and I think lying to your students is one of the bigger rules here on the page. Don't lie to your students. This school isn't claiming to have any magical chi powers from what I can see. The school also doesn't claim to do any faith healing. It seems that they're just kind of running a glorified karate school and just trying to boost its accomplishments the old school way by just lying to students and pretending to give them the quick fix when they're really just doing nothing but a disservice to them. The most egregious thing that I can see out of this martial arts facility, in my opinion, is the 10-day black belt. So for these guys, I'm going to give them 3 out of 5 Dillmans. I was going to go lower, but I think they're financially defrauding people by lying to them about the MMA stuff. They just seem to be tossing in a bunch of stuff that doesn't seem to work. They seem to be putting their students in harm's way, especially when I see the thing like the dive roll over the top of the head. I mean, that's just a matter of time before somebody gets injured. And so I think that, 3 out of 5 Dillmans works. This brings us to the question of the day, brought to you by Firecracker Farms. They are a hot salt company. So it's salt that comes with different flavors. Some of it's more spicy than others, but I love it. I put it on all my food. Of course, they send it to me for free, so I just toss it on all my food. I love it when I cook. If you're a fan, a foodie, you like to cook yourself, I definitely suggest checking out Firecracker Farms. There's a promo code right there. Use the code McDojo to get 10% off any of your purchases at Firecracker Farms. The question of the day is the hardest question I personally think I've ever asked on this page. And some of you might feel that you have the answer, but from what I can tell, there is no universal answer to this question, which lies the problem with a lot of issues that we've had in the martial arts industry. What is a black belt? Now, that question might seem like an easy question to you, but we don't actually seem to have a true, universal, agreed by everyone definition of what a black belt is. Now, of course, there are all kinds of different martial arts, probably thousands of different martial arts styles, and each one requires something different to achieve those black belts. And within those styles, each school requires something different to achieve your black belt, and sometimes even in those individual schools, each individual black belt coach or teacher might require something different for their students as well. So my question to you, and I'm really curious what you have to say about this, what is the definition of a black belt? I can't wait to hear what your answers to the question of the day are in the comment sections below. Be sure to answer the question of the day so that way I know that you watched the entire video, but also so we can have a good, solid, open dialogue. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and of course, memberships. Keep the martial arts legit.
My baby got robbed the other day by degenerates. So she wanted to learn some new form of this self-defense. So she did her research and perused it online and found this dude said he could move shit with his mind. He called himself Seafood Paul Zimmerman. He got a dojo with a strip on near Cinnabon. Now she spends all day trying to